7:07 is the time right now. It's been a month since the government shutdown. The Senate has tried and failed 13 times to agree on a funding bill.
Republicans say they will not discuss health care until Democrats vote to reopen the government. Meanwhile, D.C. and Maryland are suing the Trump administration as SNAP benefits prepare to freeze on November 1st. Democratic lawmakers say the federal government has the money to continue to provide food assistance.
In Virginia, officials announced a new food assistance program to help those losing SNAP benefits. And joining us now to talk about it this morning is Steely, the state director of No Kid Hungry Virginia. She's talking about what this means for families and what's next. So we want to start. Good morning to you and thank you for joining us. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is Virginia doing to make sure that these families still get their SNAP benefits this month?
Yes, good morning to you. Virginia officials announced yesterday that the state will be allocating $145 million of state funds to essentially replace or mimic the SNAP benefits that are federally funded that Virginians otherwise wouldn't have had access to in the month of November.
I wanted to talk about, you mentioned the $145 million. This is obviously, a huge investment for the state. How long can Virginia realistically keep this up if the shutdown continues?
Yes, we heard yesterday that Virginia plans to use these state funds throughout the month of November, but this is a short-term solution and one that is using considerable Virginia resources and time. This is also important to note that this is a one-state solution and we are facing this hunger crisis nationwide. So it is really important that USDA release those contingency funds that they have available to fund SNAP in emergencies like this so that there is no interruption in benefits for the 42 million Americans who rely on this program.
So I heard you use the word short term here. You mentioned what the USDA could do to try to fix this with these contingency funds. Is that something that can be done right away? Is that realistic to expect them to do this?
My understanding is that USDA has both the funds and the authority to address this issue today if they wanted to. And that is really what we are hoping to see, that all SNAP recipients nationwide will have their benefits in November. We really believe at No Kid Hungry Virginia that children should not experience hunger just based on their zip code or where they live.
There's a lot of families that are watching this who are nervous. There's a lot of anxiety going on right now. And so for families, watching who really rely on SNAP, can you give us some tips? What can they do to make their benefits stretch in the meantime? Is there any comfort or advice you could offer?
Absolutely. So if you have benefits left over from October, you can continue to use those in November. For households with children, I would remind families to think about school meals as a low or no cost way to stretch their budgets and connect their kids with the nutrition that they need. And then certainly think about shopping sales and buying non-perishables that you can stretch a little further during this time. And I just want to say I'm sorry to anyone who's experiencing that fear or concern right now. This is a tough state of mind that no one should be experiencing.
So we know what you guys are doing and the plan that you have here, but for the people who are out there who do have the means to help and want to help, maybe they want to donate, and maybe they want to support in some other way those people who are in need. What should they do and how should they do it?
That's a great question. Thanks for asking. I would encourage folks to donate cash to their local food banks if they can. Food banks have the economies of scale to stretch dollars really far. So if you can donate money to your local food bank, your local pantry, please do that. But certainly donations of food are very much welcome as well.
All right. Steely, the state director of No Kid Hungry Virginia, thank you for your time this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, 7:11 is the time right now. We're staying on top of all the ways that the government shutdown is impacting our community. You can find our coverage just by scanning the QR code or text the word shutdown to the number on your screen for a direct link. It is 202-895-5599.